afternoon, my name is Kirsty Dignam and I'm here as always to talk about the energies of the week. I think it's the 19th of April, I think. It's a little bit later than I would have normally planned, and it feels really poignant to mention this because what are plans? Plans are an incredible thing, and we can get really caught up in how things should be, when they should be, and our part within that. So the reason this video is late or appears later than normal is because this morning I took stock and prioritised my tasks, my to-do list. It felt very relevant to ensure that my home was cleared and cleansed. It's where I do most of my work. And it felt really important to put up my own boundaries to myself. And that included ensuring that I had achieved everything that I needed to achieve on a physical human level first, before I actually sit and hold space and look at the collective energy. It feels as if I could end the video there, basically, looking at our own stuff first, before we then look at what is going on around us. Ultimately, everything mirrors us, and if we're not sure where we are, what could be a very valuable insight becomes a trigger. So this morning, priorities. Also, recognition of the path that I'm on and making that conscious. So subconsciously, I have been journeying with the tarot for the last 4 days. I say subconsciously because I've been recording mini video tasters on another platform, another media platform, and I guess I kind of didn't include myself in the fact that I was journeying with them as well. So today I am on the Emperor, who guided me very sternly but lovingly to bring my own part of the collective to my consciousness. Only when we do that, only when we actually look at our stuff and acknowledge where we're at, can we then understand what is being mirrored back to us. Again, it is always bringing it back to the self. The other reason I decided to do this video later than normal, I didn't want to hold space for the collective energies whilst my mind was elsewhere with the tasks that need to be done, you know, the everyday things. So by planning and structuring my day, putting my own needs first, I am now able to be present with whatever wants to come through. So whatever wants to come through is for the collective. If something resonates, fantastic. If not, let it go. I cannot stress this enough. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Don't make it applicable to you if it isn't. Often we can take on more than our fair share, and that's that coming back to boundaries. We can talk about boundaries between ourselves and another. Very rarely is it mentioned the boundaries between ourselves and ourselves. Okay, so I have a builder coming out who's actually putting up fences in my garden, and it's needed. It's needed. And when I look at that insight, I don't look at the energy between me and another. I always bring it back to the self. Why is that needed for me? So that I can tend to my own garden first before I start to look at all the messages around me. So with that in mind, I'm going to have a quick drink of my tea. I can tell I'm with the Emperor today because I'm recording this on my phone. And that again feels really poignant, that it's kind of that energy of get to the point, get out, don't make it bigger than it needs to be. Okay, so with that in mind, let's look at the energy for this week. It does feel like there's an opportunity to lighten things up. But by lighten things up, what I'm hearing is depending on what we choose to carry. Okay, we can decide what we choose to carry. It's all in our perspective. We can let go of the things that weigh us down. Okay. Oh, We have a jumper, the Seven of Pentacles. So we'll put that back into the pack. Normally, I have no set way of how I react to a jumper, meaning the tarot cards. Sometimes they've come out for a reason and I will read them there and then. Other times I will put them back in the pack to see if their message wants to come out again. What I'm really feeling is putting the growth back into everything by being present. That was then, it came out, let's put it back in. Okay, so this week's reading is potentially about growth, but isn't every day about growth and harvest, and what we put in, we get out. So we're looking at the energies this week. And I hear, no, you're not. You're looking up above you. If you want to look at the energies this week, then look at the energies this week. Not different stories, not different insights. This included if it doesn't resonate, but really looking at the energies this week within yourself. And that feels like that's where the lightness will come from. A lot of people have taken on more than their, I'm going to say it, more than their fair share of collective work. And it's the difference between the martyr and the enlightened one. Only taking on board that which is ours and that we can actually have an impact on, and only doing it from a place of love and wanting to do that. It's the difference between duty and love in what it is we do. What is the difference between duty and love in what we do? Being present. Being present. When we are present in something, so much comes in. You know, the messages go from being 3D or related to just one source, i.e. the tarot, to channeling, to insights, to tracking in our body. But we must be present in that moment, mentally, particularly this week. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. One major arcana this week, and it's the Magician. Overall, and then I hear actually look at the energy overall, Kirsty, and it's the Star. So two major arcanas. It feels really poignant this week that you look, or we look, or I look, the collective look at how we are manifesting with what we are being given. How are we creating? Are we doing it from a space of duty or from love and fun and joy? Is it part of our bigger vision and the bigger vision this week? Now that energy really comes into force on Wednesday, but it feels like it is there all week. So today, the Six of Cups. I love these cards because they're very simple. How do you look at what you share and what you give out? Yeah, this picture in itself is just so beautiful in its simplicity of wanting to share with others, those that may not be in the more matured place that we are, whether that's we have more abundance or what I hear is emotional maturity, in particular for Monday, but being able to share with each other, being able to help each other, not by looking down as if people are immature or as if they are younger, but actually knowing they are part of our future generations, knowing they are part of our path, knowing they are part of our teaching as well. So in particular, Monday, I feel for children. Very often we get caught in the illusion as a parent, I've done it with my own son who's now 20, that we are here to help them learn, and we are. But we also learn an awful lot about ourselves as a parent, ourselves as the caretaker, ourselves as the giver, based on what it is we receive back. So it's that two-way process between us, our family, our loved ones, our relationships, the earth herself. We are caretakers of all these things. And when we look at the things that we have to do in life from the perspective of being the caretaker, the guardian of the star, that vision that we're aiming for, it just takes on a completely different perspective. The caretaker, yeah? Really caring, really taking that time to care. So on the Tuesday, the Five of Wands. Now, normally the Five of Wands is depicted as quite a lot of stressful energy. I like this deck because actually it is the chaos, the creation that occurs in chaos that brings everything together. Okay, so knowing that things can be a bit of an upheaval on the Tuesday, they can shift, they can change, but it is in that change that all things will come together. And on the Wednesday, we have the Magician. So based on Monday, what we give out, we receive. The Magician has the infinity above his head. It's that karma, that infinity energy. If we give too much, or rather more than what we have to give, we can get burnt out on the Tuesday with the Five of Wands. If we keep it in balance on the Monday, we can learn our own unique equilibrium. If we give out too little on the Monday, or we give out with restrictions, whatever they may be, don't be surprised to get that back on the Wednesday. But knowing that all things are part of that completion, that all things will shift the energy and cause the change. It feels really poignant by the Wednesday that there is no right or wrong, it just is. Okay, it just is source coming down through us in our actions, in all that we do, say and are. And just really trusting that, really trusting that. There's more to the Magician than meets the eye, and I may come back to this card because I'm being very drawn to almost like a money bag that he has in his hand here, bringing that energy down, keeping that energy grounded, and his other arm has wings. So having the freedom to bring in what you need is what actually keeps you grounded. How often do we look at our own needs as an inconvenience? later. But actually knowing that when our needs are met, that helps us channel whatever needs to come through for others. And being light on our feet this week, on our path. I see the sun on the chest of this Magician. I want to bring it back up. The sun on the chest of this Magician. Every time we come from the heart, you can see this character is gold. It's almost like the Midas touch. Every time we come from the heart, all things turn to gold. Okay. On the Thursday, the Nine of Cups. Yeah. That's all I want to say for the Thursday. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Why not? Yeah. When we come from the heart, when we give from the heart, when we share from the heart, when we receive from the heart, it's just, yeah. On the Thursday, it doesn't really feel like much needs to be explained, and to almost avoid the need for explanation on the Thursday, to stand in what feels good in our heart, to stay in that energy for as long as we can, to imagine the things that our heart yearns for. Because on the Friday, the Three of Cups, okay, all these options on the Thursday. What would fill my heart? What do I actually enjoy? What brings me joy on the Thursday? Stay in the heart. The heart will tell you. And eventually that cup, self-care, self-need, self-nurture, connection to source, connection to your higher self, will be what really balances your emotions, just everything. Thursday and Friday in particular feel really happy. And it's kind of like, dare I say it, but yes, happy on the Thursday and Friday. Obviously, what comes up must come down on the Saturday, King of Pentacles. So really being grounded and realizing that, yes, on the Thursday and Friday, the heart has gained what it has wanted. I wanted to say always wanted, has gained what it always wanted. And now it is chance to take care of that, to nurture that, to be prepared to share that with others. I feel resistance there. I feel like this is mine. This is mine. Remember where it came from at the beginning of the week and throughout, the Star and the Six of Cups. Remember where it came from. Remember the infinity of the Magician and the importance of sharing forward what you have gained. It's going to actually be needed, and it almost feels like giving and receiving and boundaries and everything else by the end of the week will be seen for the pure gift that they are. You know, when we save for a rainy day often comes. When we hold back our emotions, we are often reflected that in our life. And on the Sunday, it almost seems as if that view of sharing can either make or break us. It can either help us get all of our eggs in one basket. That's what I want to say. All of our, I'm trying to think of the phrase, stacking everything up basically on the Sunday. It can either help us do that, or it can be very overwhelming. The choice is ours. The choice is always ours. So on the Monday, definitely very much about giving in order to avoid the overstress on the Tuesday, but also the sharing of ideas and bringing things together on the Wednesday to create magic. By staying in our heart space, we birth what it is we truly desire, being grounded in that, knowing that what is for us never leaves us, and it isn't too much, that we've got this, but really looking at the energies we may be defensive with. So we can talk about boundaries and we can talk about fences and all that sort of thing in our garden. But what is it we are trying to do? We are trying to care. We are trying to care for ourselves. We are trying to care for each other. We are trying to care for our vision and the earth. So care. Okay? Otherwise it gets to the point where it needs to be, you know, black and white and straight down the middle. So let's have a little look. Two major arcanas, and what I really feel is the cosmos almost, the universe almost, giving a lending hand. Of course, ask for help. So I'm very flowy and, you know, I show up and do whatever is asked of me, but that doesn't mean I don't have a structure. I have a structure in place. I write down what I need to accomplish on that day. And then I ask for help. Is this possible today? Now, that help can come from family, friends. You know, we often connect to guides and angelic realms and things like that, forgetting that our loved ones too are guides. The stranger in the shop is a guide. Our animals are guides. Yeah, they are earth angelic energies. So really asking for help this week, doing what you can in every moment, not letting it become overwhelming to the point where we have to get defensive, and always coming from the heart. And flow with it. Set your structure and then let the rest go and flow with what you feel you need to do in every opportunity. So two major arcanas. We then have 1, 2, 3 cup cards. The Three of Cups, and the Three of Cups is actually in there, and it does feel like a real unique chance to celebrate who we are, what we've learned, how far we have come. Yeah, just to really show the world. I can hear the song This Is Me. This is who I am emotionally this week. Vulnerability as well. Going into that space where we may need help and actually having the emotional maturity to ask for it. Wand cards, there are 1, 2 wands, so really keeping the balance of this. It's almost like this, see, I want to say fiery energy, but I'm looking at the star card and it's cups. It's actually watery energy, water and fire, like steam type energy trying to come in, really keeping the balance there. When we start to feel overwhelmed, it's because our body is warning us that our needs are not being met. That isn't anyone else's responsibility but your own. Okay, so really taking responsibility for the channel of spirit that you are and addressing your physical needs this week as well in order to avoid that defensiveness, using that emotional intelligence that says, actually, I need a break, using that for the gift that it is to help you find some kind of structure in the chaos and embrace the ability to be able to create magic in that. Pentacles, one pentacle card, really staying grounded, really connecting to the heart here this week and planting from there. It feels like we've had growth on so many levels. It almost seems like it's time to take our heart resonance up to the next level now. And also our galactic earth heart almost wants to come up to the next level, to listen to that now. No sword cards this week, none whatsoever. Take that time to breathe. Take that time to breathe this week. That's the energy that is actually missing. You know, it can be really peaceful not to think about things and to be in action and to be creative and flowing with fire and water. All things need breath. So really take time to breathe this week. There are many ways to work with the energy of fire. Many ways: singing, dancing, creating. And that feels like that's all it is this week. Creating with this energy that is coming in a way that brings you joy, that you want to share with others. It feels like there's been an awful lot of work done leading up to this week. Enjoy it. Take care.